Hello everyone, Precious Bello here today, and today we'll be talking about comparison. We'll be looking at why people compare themselves to other people and what can be done instead of comparison. So, why do people compare themselves to other people? Let's look into the psychology of the person who compares themselves to other people. Now, people who compare themselves to other people do that from a place of lack, from a place of low self esteem. When you compare yourself to some other person, you're trying to find reasons to feel better about yourself. For example, if when someone who partakes in so much comparison meets someone that they feel they are better than, it gives them happiness. It gives them this short burst of happiness that at least they've come across someone they are actually better than and makes them feel happy. But this happiness does not last. This happiness does not really give them fulfillment. Rather, it's just a short burst of excitement that eventually dies down and the insecure self comes back up. The insecure self comes back up after this excitement, this happiness gotten from comparison and meeting someone they perceive they are better than dies down. Now, when they meet someone that they perceive higher or better than them, they they eventually start developing depression, narcissistic traits, or perfectionism. They try to do everything, try to be perfect in everything just to make sure that they seem better. So, this is not the kind of life that you should live or anybody should live. The life of constant comparison, comparing yourself to other people so you could feel better about yourself. This is not the kind of life that you are to live or that is when you participate in comparison. So what you do is you perform some sort of selective blindness where you compare something you feel inadequate about or something you don't feel comfortable about in your life to some other person's life. Now you perform this act because you feel inadequate about this and you compare it to that of somebody else to see how you match with them. But you're forgetting about the other aspects of their lives. You're forgetting about the other areas of their lives that they might be lacking too. So when you perform comparison or when you compare yourself, you actually also perform this act of selective blindness. So when you find that your situation is better than the other person, you feel happy, forgetting that this other person also has some other areas that might be better than yours, vice versa. Now, if this might be you and you're wondering how you can fix this is how you can actually fix this. You should first of all notice and recognize that yes, I have been comparing myself to other people. You should first of all notice that you have been comparing yourself to other people and actually try to pinpoint areas that you've been comparing yourself to other people. In what aspects of your life have you been comparing yourself to other people? Try to write that down and then see if truly these comparisons make sense. Do they really make sense? Is it really good that you compare yourself? So the next thing you should do is realize that your thoughts are not real. Realize that those thoughts that you're having about yourself and other people are not really real. Your brain can lie to you, actually. Your thoughts actually lie to you. So you don't have to believe that. You don't have to believe them. You should recognize that what you're actually doing is selective blindness. Okay, you're not actually looking at the bigger picture, you're not looking at the entire picture. You're comparing bits of your life to other people, which should not be done. There are things you need to be, or you have to be grateful for. There are things you are actually grateful for, of which some other person too have things they are grateful for. So you don't have to compare parts of yourself to other people, or you don't have to even compare at all. So realize that your brain can actually lie to you, and these thoughts are not real. What you're doing is selective blindness, and it is not necessary to do that. It is really not necessary to do that. Another thing, another way you should see comparison is that when you compare yourself to other people, you're literally basing your worth off of the results of that comparison. Which means if you come to find out that you're better than that person, that gives you happiness. And that's not real happiness because you're getting your happiness from a source that is not inside of you, it is external. So that is not a happiness, a kind of happiness that lasts. It won't last. And also, when you're getting when you compare yourself, you can to somebody. When you compare yourself to somebody that is actually you feel is better than you, what you get back is a negative emotion. You feel sad, you feel depressed, you have some bad emotions that you naturally do not want to feel. And what do you get from that? Still something bad, because you're comparing and you're giving your own worth to an external value, not an internal value. You should realize and know that whether someone is better than you or not, that should not define your worth. That should not define your value as a person. We are all unique in our own way, and there is no way that two persons can literally be the same. We have people in different classes in our world, and it is okay. Nobody is still better than anybody. People are just different, and people are unique. So why should you give your own value or your own worth to something else that is outside of you? Why should you be happy only when you see people you're better than, and get sad when you see people you feel are better than you? Do you really want to continue your life like this? You should ask yourself these questions if you really want to stop comparison. Everybody is unique in their own way, and we all matter in our world. You'll meet people who do better than you in a particular thing or even in your field. That is okay. And you also meet people you do better than. Irregardless of the kind of people you meet, this should not amount to you being happy or you being sad about yourself. You are unique. Your skills are unique. Your personality is unique. Your DNA is unique. You are a unique person. You do not have, there are no two persons like you, and you should honor that. This is something you should cherish. Find your happiness by actually focusing on yourself, setting goals and trying to achieve them. This gives you a purpose or gives you a sense of living towards attaining something a little bit above yourself. This should be something that you should look up to, something that should give you the need to continue, the need to live, and the need to be happy when you gradually accomplish milestones and get some things done in your life that is worthy. Not comparing yourself to other persons. When you compare yourself to people, what you do is you're literally throwing away your uniqueness and your individuality. You're throwing that out and you're putting yourself out there to compare with different people with different reasons why they do what they do, or different personalities entirely, and that is something bad, because when you do that, you lose all your power. There is power in you being unique and you being the kind of individual that you are in this point in time. Everybody is needed in our world, every single person. There's something that you can contribute, there's something you can give.